One night, one match, one shot at the Portland Sports Arena. Some have never looked back. Others, we never saw again. Welcome to One Match Wonders, where we shine the light on the forgotten names and surprising cameos from Don Owen's Portland Wrestling. I'm Frank Culbertson, your host, and today we've got 3 fascinating footnotes, each with a story worth remembering. October 3rd, 1970, Chaddy Yakuchi walked into the Portland Sports Arena to face Dean Higuchi. It was a short-lived appearance. He lost and was never booked there again. But that doesn't mean he wasn't memorable. Yakuchi was a striking figure in Pacific Northwest wrestling, literally. A regular in Vancouver at the time, he blended martial arts flair with traditional wrestling grit. And if fans don't remember him much, they definitely will remember one of his promos, where Yakuchi broke a brick in half with a karate chop, right there on camera. Then came Harley Race standing beside him. Race took the broken half of the brick and, in typical Harley fashion, smashed it over his own head until he started bleeding. It was brutal, it was absurd, and it was unforgettable. By 1972, Yakuchi had moved to the Midwest, where he found more success. But in Portland, he was a one-night storm, fierce, fleeting, and full of spectacle. Now let's go back even further to December 10th, 1968. Bobby Shane teamed with Portland mainstay Tough Tony Bourne to defeat John Tolos and Tom Andrews. That was Shane's only match at the sports arena, but his legacy? Well, that reached far beyond Oregon. Originally wrestling under the name Bobby Shone, short for his real name Bobby Schoenberger, his first match in Portland came in 1964 when he lost to Pampero Firpo. But by 68, now known as Bobby Shane, he was on the rise. He had feuds with Beauregard and Lonnie Main, wins over Bud Cody, Frank Shields, even Tiger Jeet Singh up in Vancouver. There's one match historian Mike Rogers remembers. Shane had Haru Sasaki in a headlock. Sasaki tried to whip him into the ropes, but instead, Shane held the headlock, walked up each turnbuckle, and came back around, still holding it, and got the pin. These days, that'd just be a cool spot. But back then, that was pure magic. Shane was respected, innovative, and considered by some as a future NWA World Champion. But in 1975, that possibility ended in tragedy. He was killed in a plane crash at the age of 29. A career rising fast, cut down too soon. Finally, we jump to October 17, 1972. Paul DeMarco and Lars Anderson entered the Portland Sports Arena holding the San Francisco version of the NWA World Tag Team titles. They weren't local talent, they were champions on tour, sent to defend the belts against Lonnie Main and Dutch Savage. The result? A one fall apiece time limit draw. A match that was likely billed as a special attraction, no long storylines, no build-up, just a rare crossover of territories that fans didn't get often in that era. Both DeMarco and Anderson had solid careers elsewhere, particularly in Georgia and Florida. But this Portland stop, just one night, a brief flicker of world-class tag team action, then gone. 3 acts, 3 stories, 1 arena. Chaddy Yakuchi brought spectacle, Bobby Shane brought brilliance, and DeMarco and Anderson brought gold. None of them stayed long, but for one night, they became part of Portland Wrestling's long, tangled history. Hey, thanks for joining me on One Match Wonders. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday. Subscribe, like, share, and remember, the ring may have only held them once, but their stories still deserve the spotlight. If you've enjoyed these stories from Portland Wrestling's Forgotten Names, there's one book you need to own. The Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers by wrestling historian Mike Rogers is the definitive guide to Don Owen's wrestling empire. Over 500 pages of names, match results, and history, covering every wrestler who ever stepped foot inside the Portland Sports Arena. From Roddy Piper to Rip Oliver, from the stars to the one-match wonders, it's all in here. Available now on Amazon. It's the Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers, because if they wrestled here, they're in here.